Welcome to Piper's Dog Pals. This channel is dedicated to providing trustworthy information on dog breeds for potential dog owners, dog caregivers, dog parents, and dog lovers. Our goal is to help you make informed decisions that support healthy, happy dogs.
Okay, let's just get right to it. If you remember only one thing from our entire chat today, I want it to be this. Seriously, this is not a beginner's dog. And that's a statement that really deserves your full attention.
So what does that really mean? Well, in this explainer, we're going to build a complete owner's master profile for the Cane Corso. We're digging way past those intimidating looks to get to the real truth. Because let's be honest, owning a powerful guardian like this isn't about status or looking tough. It's about understanding and meeting a massive responsibility.
All right, so here's our game plan. We've got 5 key areas to cover. First, we'll dive into their ancient history to see what makes them tick. Then, we'll talk about their incredible physical build. After that, we'll get into their mind, and boy, does it need a job. We'll also look at how to predict and manage behavior risks before they happen. And we'll wrap it all up with a super practical checklist to see if you're really, truly ready for this.
Okay, first up, ancient dog, modern world. You really can't understand the Corso in your living room today without understanding its DNA from centuries ago. I mean, their history isn't just a fun fact, it's basically the operating system for their brain.
Check this out. You can literally draw a straight line from a Roman battlefield to your backyard. These dogs started out as war dogs. Think about that for a second. Not pets, but military equipment. Then that same instinct got refined on Italian farms, where they were the all-in-one security system. And that history is exactly why today's Corso is a top-tier estate guardian. It's why they're so vigilant and why they're naturally suspicious of people they don't know. This is not a bug, it's a feature. It's what they were built for.
So how does all of that feel in your actual home? Well, it feels like living with a confident but very cautious roommate. They're not looking for a fight, but they're always watching, always assessing potential threats. They'll bond with their family like you wouldn't believe, but yeah, don't expect them to be the life of the party at the dog park. And here's something that might surprise you. With enough mental work, they're super calm inside. A well-bred Corso should be stable, not jumpy. But, and this is a big but, they were absolutely bred to think for themselves. They're problem solvers.
All right, so that powerful brain we just talked about, it lives inside an equally powerful body. And owning a dog this athletic and big means you have to face some serious genetic and health realities head-on. This part is super important, so let's dive in. Okay, let's not sugarcoat this. These health risks aren't maybes. They are things you really need to plan for, financially and emotionally. You've got the big dog classics like hip and elbow dysplasia, but you also have to be on high alert for some really serious stuff, like a heart condition called dilated cardiomyopathy. On top of that, you might see eyelid issues, skin problems like mange, and really painful ligament tears. We're talking about more than just vet bills here. The real question is, are you prepared to help a very large dog manage a chronic illness or pain?
And this really puts it all into perspective. 9 to 11 years, that's the average. It's a gut punch, right? It's just not a long time for a dog that becomes such a huge part of your life. It means every single year is precious. Proactive vet care, keeping them at a healthy weight, and finding a fantastic, ethical breeder, that's how you make those years count. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the engine running this whole operation. Here's a secret about the Corso. Their physical exercise needs, they're surprisingly manageable, but their mental needs, they are sky high. Think of them as a high-performance computer. You have to give that brain a job to do, because if you don't trust me, it will find one on its own, and you're probably not going to like it.
So that leads to a pretty important question, right? What happens when that brilliant, purpose-driven mind has nothing to do? What does a bored 110-pound guardian even look like?
It looks a little something like this. We're talking major destructive behavior, and I mean chewing through walls, not just your shoes. Barking that will drive you and your neighbors crazy. And this is the really scary one. The boredom can crank their natural guarding instincts up to 11, making them way too reactive about their territory. And you have to understand, this isn't a bad dog. This is a dog that's been let down. It's an unemployed dog. The fix? It's something we call a mental workload. And no, this is not just taking them for a long walk. It's about giving them daily jobs. Think structured obedience, scent work, something that gives them a real sense of purpose. It's also about predictability. Teaching them what happens when the doorbell rings, so they're not always on high alert. Even puzzle toys help. This is the stuff that builds a truly stable, reliable dog.
Which leads us perfectly into our next section, predicting behavior risks. With a breed this powerful, you can't just wait for problems to pop up. You have to be proactive. You have to have a game plan from the moment they come home. This is all about prevention, not reaction. So, here are your top 4 training priorities. You might want to write these down. Number 1, and this is maybe the most important, you're aiming for a dog that is neutral to strangers. Not friendly, not cuddly, just indifferent, calm. Number 2, impulse control. It is absolutely non-negotiable. They need to learn to think before they act. 3, handler focus. You need to be the most interesting thing in the world to your dog, period. And finally, number 4, all interactions with other dogs have to be super structured and controlled. Let me say it again for the people in the back. This is not a dog park dog.
Okay, let's pull all of this together. We're going to build a final checklist. If you're seriously thinking about a Cane Corso, this is it. This is your final go or no-go moment. First thing on the list, your living situation. Look, a suburban house with a good, strong fence, that's pretty much ideal. A rural property is also fantastic. You just have to make sure they don't decide the entire county is their territory. Now, what about a city apartment? It can be done, but you have to be almost obsessive about providing structure and daily adventures. But honestly, the zip code matters a whole lot less than your personal commitment. And that brings us to the final list. I'm calling this the non-negotiables. There is zero wiggle room on these. You absolutely have to find an ethical breeder who does extensive health testing, and you need to see the proof. You have to be all in on early and continuous socialization for their entire life. Your life needs to run on routines. You have to provide that mental work we talked about every single day. You need to hire a professional trainer who actually understands guardian breeds. And finally, you are the manager of their health. That means watching their weight and protecting their joints for life. So there you have it. We've laid out the whole blueprint. You know the ancient history that's coded into their DNA, you understand the power they have, and you know the very real risks involved. The only question left is for you. After all this, are you really ready for this kind of commitment?
Thanks for joining us at Piper's Dog Pals. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and share it with others. Your engagement helps us to provide information for owners, caregivers, and dog lovers everywhere.